All right, what is up, guys? Thank you so much. Sorry, we are so late. If you know box building or any DIY project yourself, you know last minute Home Depot trips are definitely just part of it. So yeah, I had to make a trip to Home Depot, but we're gonna get back onto it. This thing is taking me. Oops! Oh my God! Just dropped everything. Good thing I saved that so quickly. And I unplugged the LEDs. You guys got to see that live on stream. That's what I get for having 25 wires stringing across the floor like this. Alright, so hopefully we didn't just kill all our LEDs or anything. Okay, we're good. We're good. Alright, walk with caution now. I know that. Jeez, oh man. Almost died on live stream. Not died, but almost killed the box. Yeah, big oops, that's for sure. Well, this box is supposed to get finished tonight, but I think I'm going to have to rename this project Project Not Going My Way, because I've had quite a few little things I've had to deal with along the way. Alright, so hopefully I didn't damage none of these pieces. This one's good. And this one is good. Okay, well, I caught it quick enough, thankfully. Okay, so yeah, with LED issues I've been having, took quite a while trying to play with that. Decided just to move along, honestly. It was taking so long. So this box was supposed to be finished today, but anyway, yeah, it was supposed to be finished today, but that didn't happen. As many custom projects go, timelines frequently go out the windows. Alright, so the next thing I really want to do, I just went to Home Depot and picked up a whole bunch of different hardware. This is being vinyl wrapped, and the fact that I have 2 more panels here, I need to find a way to attach them. Some of them need to go on before vinyl wrapping, some of them need to go on afterwards. Difficult thing with that is trying to figure out a way to fasten it that's not only going to look good, but also function and add the strength that I'm looking to add into here. So, you know, we also have a bunch of LED wires that are kind of routed into the side of this panel to watch out for when we're going to be attaching our bolts. I'm pretty confident in the LEDs. They're wired up good. Everything's working good with that. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these in place. Or I did get some epoxy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to CA glue them down just to get them down enough. And then I'm going to come through with epoxy and actually fill these in a little better. Some areas I will have to Bondo them in. That was part of my other store purchase was some body filler. I thought I had another can, but I'm over here looking and I don't have another can. Yeah, so we're gonna get started on this thing. It's just how it goes. Tyrone Stockton, what's good, bro? See you at it again. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Denali24s, what is up, man? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you for coming and watching. If you guys haven't already, make sure you like the video. Alright, so yeah, like I said, guys, this is a project that was supposed to be kind of done yesterday, and the other day, previous days. Custom projects take a long time, and like I said, due dates frequently go out the window. Sienna, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know I was just on the phone with your dad actually talking about it. So Will, who is the owner of this box, who I'm building this for, was nice enough and just called me and said, hey, take some extra time on it. We don't want to rush it. And I definitely appreciate that, because that's like a big thing that a lot of people underestimate with this custom stuff is it's going to take some time. So it's really nice. And I have a ton of understanding customers, so I'm not going to pretend like I don't. But it's really nice when you have a customer who is ultra understanding, then adds some time onto the build for you, which is really cool. You know, mostly it's a big bonus because you kind of have a customer who understands the vision, basically, and knows that a little extra time is going to make all the difference in the project. But it is a good time for me to bring up the simple fact, because we have a real life, live in-person version, an example of, I get asked very frequently how much longer on my box. Truthful answer is, I couldn't give you a very solid answer almost in any situation. When I have so many boxes in the mix, projects like this are a good example, and it's nothing against this project in specific. It happens on every other one or every one sometimes. You're going to run into situations that you could have never, ever expected. When it comes to custom work like this, you're going to have situations where things aren't working out right. And I'm also not the builder to do something half-ass. I will not do anything unless I think it is of good quality and it's not going to ever have any issues. So, not that I didn't really run across anything on this that I would particularly find an issue. I did have a few moments where I kind of had to really spend some time, like on the mirror itself. That process took a lot of time. Oh yeah, Denali 24s. Yours is going to be super sick as well. I mean, you got 4 ZV515s on a ton of power, so your build's definitely going to be awesome, bro. I can't wait to get started on yours. But again, anyway, like I was saying, guys, the shit takes a long, long, long time. And if you really want a box built by somebody who gives a shit about more than just making a profit on it and getting it out the door and kind of shutting you up, this is proof right here that proof that I'm not just lying about not being able to guess a wait time. Everyone kind of expects, like, oh, you can't tell me how long it's going to take you. Like, you build boxes all the time. It's like, I'd probably easily be able to tell you if I built this box and nothing else and I had no other work going on. Like, sure, I could tell you. Like, from the day I started on it, I could mostly get a good idea. But really, on something like this, it's almost like, hey, it'll be done when it is done. And thankfully, like I said, Will was very understanding and cool about spending some extra time on this bad boy. It's definitely worth it, so you guys don't have to look at my crotch the whole time I'm working. Although you do also miss some of that sweet box. Sorry about that, guys. Timmy, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I do pretty dang good work, if I do say so myself. Well, I can. This one's got me feeling a little cocky, I will admit. Not cocky, I guess, but it's turning out really awesome, man. And it's turning out real good. I'm real happy with it. All right, so anyway, I got all these LED wires. I'm basically going to go through and just put a little bit of CA glue to hold them down just not really necessarily temporarily, but temporarily, because I also bought some 2-part epoxy, and I'm basically going to bury the wires in here with that. Just to kind of make it permanent. Some of them I'm also going to have to Bondo over. I got certain areas that I'm going to have to wrap it with vinyl with. Obviously, you cannot have a giant, you know, groove in your piece. Alright, so see another thing, this is a perfect example too. I got these routed on the sides, but I'm trying to think ahead of how they're coming out of the bottom. You know, obviously the box is going to sit on the floor, so, you know, if they're on the bottom constantly, is this wire going to bend and break all the time? I don't know. You got all these good examples. Denali 24s, thank you so much, my man. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. 1999. Thank you. All right. So yeah, like I was saying, I think I'll be good though, honestly. Because I'm going to have another panel going on top of this, but also the box is even going to get, we're going to do some fiberglass trim panels later on that are going to mold it to the dash, to the floor, and to the back wall. So I think I'm going to be good with the wires the way they are now. Can't put glue on with the cap on the bottle. Oh, I guess you could, but it would be a lot harder. You can buy the CA glue on Amazon. That's where I got it. It's called Maitri Appel. Justin, you were one in a million in this generation. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, my age range. You don't see too many craftsmen at my age anymore, I guess you could say. My father was a carpenter. My grandfather was a carpenter. My uncles. My other grandfather is an architect and artist. I know you usually only have 2 grandfathers, but I can definitely say I had 3. My other grandfather was a shipbuilder and worked in the shipyard, so I definitely have a lot of history of hard-working people, I guess you could say, or at least creative or handy. Also, too, I went to carpentry school, and my teacher was like a real old-school, up-north trim carpenter. I mean, this guy didn't let us use nail guns. That's how old school he was. Wouldn't let us use nail guns, and you know, and we're in high school at the time, and basically it's just like, you know, when you're nailing it, his kind of phrase was always, instead of "don't hit your workpiece, hit your hands." You know, you always want to protect your workpiece, but he definitely was the person who kind of over and over and over again drilled through my head that quality really, really does matter. And even the stuff that you're not going to see, no one's going to see, all that stuff matters. It's really about having pride in your work, I guess. But yeah, I was very fortunate to have some good good role models to look up to, as far as, you know, wanting to even get into this sort of trade in general. With having carpenters in my family, creative people, my mother was very artistic as well, so I definitely get my creativity from there as well. A little bit about me, if you guys cared. If you don't, tell me to shut up in the comments, because I'll keep talking until, well, I'll just keep talking. That's one thing I'm good at as well, talking. Although it's funny because, you know, a couple years ago you couldn't have caught me dead making a YouTube video. Wishing I was 10 years younger to have the energy and drive. Yeah, right? Hit the like button, Too Loud SS. I agree. Mr. White Boy wants us to shut up. No, he's just kidding. I know you guys like to hear my stories. But yeah, no. A year ago, I would have laughed at you if you told me I was going to do YouTube videos. Maybe longer than a year ago. I don't even know when my first video was uploaded on here at all, so couldn't really tell you. But before I started, there was no way I was trying to put myself out there like that. I remember even in school, I used to hate having to talk in front of the class. Now, I could definitely make, crack a joke in front of the class and make a fool of myself, but when it came to having to be serious and do something, I felt like I was going to be judged then. So even with these YouTube videos, finding the right amount of corniness where, obviously it kind of takes that, and I don't even mean corny, just entertainingness, because really I'm not very much of an entertainer my personal self. I might not be very entertaining video taker, YouTuber, whatever you want to call this. I'll tell you what, CA glue and activator has got to be the best thing I have learned in car audio. Shout out to Brandon Otis for being the first person to ever show me CA glue. I think we were working we've definitely pulled an all-nighter trying to finish a buddy's build for a show. He was actually putting on a car audio show, the GVA show, Good Vibrations Audio. And we were working first we had already driven to his house about 3+ hours, and we're trying to get this build ready and needed a place to put the voltmeter. And my mind kind of always goes to, okay, well, we need to fabricate some sort of mounting plate, and we need to, make it all pretty and nice. And we kind of came over with some CA glue and some activator and just super glued that thing right to the radio. It was a handheld radio. It was a 1218s build, so it was definitely a loud demo build. You weren't putting the radio on the dashboard or something like that. So it's just so it doesn't sound too bad. For the purpose of what it was genius. Ever since then, I'm like, CA glue is magic. Although super glue is basically the same thing. All right, so we got those done. Guess now we're going to start securing them wires in permanently with some 2-part epoxy. This stuff comes with a straw. This is JB Weld Clear Weld. I basically was just looking for some sort of 2-part epoxy that was cost effective. It's really just burying wires, so it doesn't need to, be all that insane. Yo, Justin, did you try Radio Nation for live music? Yeah, I did try it, dude. I looked at it, but it seemed like it was all EDM. Thank you for reminding me, though. I totally forgot to turn on any sort of music. I've been so busy talking to you guys. But yeah, I did try it, and I seen it seemed to be quite a bit of EDM style music. And I'm going to be honest with you, that has to be my very least favorite style music in the whole world. I'll actually say I like every single type of music besides that type of music. I don't care for any sort of EDM, dubstep, house music, trap music, whatever variation of music they call it. I don't like it. I don't know what it is. Nothing against, well, I guess everything against it. I just don't like it. Don't know why. I mean, I am listening, like you heard me earlier, if you guys were on the stream, I was listening to the lo-fi hip-hop radio, which I guess it's all instrumental stuff, but it's definitely not upbeat like a dubstep song would be. Yes, Denali 24s, do what this man says, hit the like button. They have hip-hop on there too. Man, I should have looked harder. I'm sorry about that. Well, I guess I'm not all that sorry. I'll look, though. Yeah, I definitely will look, because when I looked, it seemed like it was mostly EDM. I'll have to take another travel back there. To be totally fair, I didn't give it all that much of a chance. JR73, what is up, man? Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Yes, we are back at it. We're always back at it. If I can get this camera to load. Every time I click off my screen, it just seems like I lose function of the camera. It's back? Okay. Yes, I'm going to be wrapping this in-house, Sean Barlow. Will brought me a bunch of vinyl. I've wrapped a bunch of stuff. I have not wrapped anything recently. I charge a lot to do it, and it seems like a lot of people don't want to pay the money. And it's really not even like that much. I think most, like on an underseat box, for example, it's only going to be about $400 extra. On something like this, I mean, you're talking $800-900 considered in just the wrapping part of it. And that's not even really the vinyl. It's just there's a lot of. I mean, you could see the bends in this thing. There's a lot of trim pieces that needed to be made to even vinyl wrap something like this. We could have definitely cheated and like bedlinered it. Thank you so much, Will. I'm glad you like it. Thank you again for giving me some extra time on this thing, dude. It's much appreciated. It's a nice change of pace to have a customer who says, hey, take some extra times if you need to. Jim Becker, I'm using programmable LEDs in this thing. I'm using these exact lights right here. If you guys can see that. WS2812B LED strip. I got these from Amazon. The BTF lighting. I just looked up addressable or programmable LEDs, and that's what I found. Alright, guys, I will be back in 5 minutes, so stay here. Watch these wonderful LEDs do their magic. So beautiful. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of this box, or what you guys see at least so far. I know we got some fogginess on that window, but this thing's looking damn good. All that mirror in there, it's like a fun house. Alright guys, I am back. Alright, so, let's see. CRX Ugly Kid, will the mirrors be able to handle the bass and the vibration of the woofers? Yeah, I stuck them on with silicone, a lot of silicone. And the specific reason I use silicone is because silicone stays soft, like, at all times. And, you know, other adhesives, like even say the epoxy, they will dry hard. So in this situation where you have vibration, drying hard is not something that you want to happen. You want it to actually dry but remain malleable and movable, so it can kind of move with the vibrations. Lyle, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Man, this damn camera keeps giving me all the issues in the world. I don't know what it is about this thing. This thing don't want me to live stream. I've definitely noticed a major increase in the flow from these live streams, though. So, hey, soon enough, I'm gonna have me a GoPro, and I won't have to be dealing with these issues on the phone. Like, anytime someone messages me or tries to call me, it will just shut the phone down, or shut the stream down. I don't know if any of you guys caught the first live stream ever I did, but man, that was definitely an issue of like the video failing. If you guys haven't already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a comment below. Let me know you're here. Drop them 1728s in the chat if you know what the 1728 is all about. And you're one of my regular viewers. If you're just tuning in, 1728 is basically a number used to calculate your square footage of an enclosure. You take your length, your width, your height, multiply those. You're going to take that number and divide that by 1728. Basically, it turns cubic cubic feet or cubic inches into cubic feet. I'll trade you my GoPro for an enclosure. Maybe a Lowe's Fabs. I literally just looked at the GoPros, I don't know, like last month or so, and they're not all that bad. I was really kind of expecting them to be, yeah, exactly. CRX, I look at 12, 12, 12. 12 times 12 times 12 is 1728. I believe so, right? 12 times 12 times 12? I believe that's how it works out, 1728. Yeah, anyway, though, maybe if you want to talk about that more seriously, we might be able to. Depending on, like, what you have accessories or which GoPro exactly you have. I've seen there's a couple of different versions of it, if you're serious. If you guys are just tuning in, we're working on a, well, I have it on the screen, the 2005 GMC 2500 Duramax center console. What you're looking at right now is through one of the enclosure windows, the top window, at the window brace. This thing's going to have two DS18 Hooligan 15s in it. It's going in actually a pretty sweet truck, if I do say so myself. I think Will might agree. I need to get better at streaming. I could actually like share the picture of his truck. Will, are you watching right now? Or are you working on your truck? I could maybe even possibly send you an invite link, and maybe you can let everyone see what you actually got going on as far as wiring goes. I know it's actually getting pretty late, but that might be pretty cool to include that in the video. CRX Ugly Kid, what's your next project going to be when this is finished? Oh, dude, I have so many on the books. I don't know, to be honest with you. I've been having my fiance take care of and help me handle all the office work, so she will tell me basically, and I will build it. I mean, I have a couple projects after this and that I'm really kind of already in the middle of, so I got the 2 DC Audio Level 6 18s enclosure. If you guys did, I think I had that in my live stream, I believe. I was working on that. I got a couple under seats still here that I need to get finished up, and then obviously the Impala build I'm working on. Will the chat agrees? Well, one kid agrees. Our CRX Ugly Kid, sorry to call you. Hey, your username says kid, so maybe I'm not sorry to say kid. Will does some pretty clean wiring in this truck, actually. For a customer, you know, it's very frequent to have some horror stories come in the shop where you're just like, holy hell, like, what did you do to your stuff? But he actually did a pretty clean job on even the last setup he had before we started working on this thing. This is basically a big upgrade to what he had before. If you guys are just now tuning in, make sure you drop a like on the video and let me know you're here in the comments. I would love to hear from literally every one of you right now. 11 people, drop a comment in the chat section. Let me know you're watching. Let me know you're here. Let's make it happen. And there better be 11 likes on this video. Man, that logo glows so nicely. Thank you. Shout out to Chris. I'm going to totally butcher Chris Reinhardt Designs. He's the one who did that etching for me. He actually does all the box plaques I do too. Does some really good work. He's also the one that made the keychains. Speaking of keychains, if you guys want to go buy a keychain, you can go to the website. Use that $5 off coupon. It'll be a $5 keychain and free shipping. You're not going to be able to beat that deal right there. Unless I gave it to you for free, which I don't give out free stuff. Unless you want to join the members program, we have a perk in the members program where you guys can actually get a free keychain. Also, there's another members perk program that you guys can get a free shirt and a keychain as well. So go check that out. We got a whole bunch of different stuff. I basically just reworked all my perks on there to a little better accommodate and kind of better work out feasible perks to give you guys. All right. Mr. White Boy, hey man, what do you think about PRV mids? I don't think much about them only because I don't have a ton of experience with them. I will say back in the day, and I can't even tell you what model PRV mid it was, we switched out in a buddy's car a set of PRVs for a set of crescendos, and yeah, the crescendos sounded better, so I don't know if that really helps you with your question. I haven't had a ton of experience with them. They are very similar to McLaren's, and I am running McLaren speakers in my shop for my shop setup. I think sounds pretty good. I got five McLaren 10s in here. Basically left front, left right, rear, you know, surround sound, and a center channel. CRX Ugly, would you ever sell loaded enclosures and demo it live? Loaded enclosures, maybe. Demoing it live, though, really wouldn't do it the justice, man. If I could get the loaded enclosure, you know, if I can get a customer down here to basically help me take the video and buys that set, you know, set enclosure that we're trying to advertise, then yes, I could definitely work something like that out. But it would be really hard to try to do anything like that unless I had a vehicle here, because playing it in the shop is not going to show you anything. You know, I guess you can visually see like the cone moving and stuff, which is sometimes cool. But as far as what that means, that doesn't mean much to an enclosure. I guess basically what I'm saying, or it doesn't mean much to how an enclosure is going to sound. So I have some holes here, and I don't want my epoxy to go down in them, so I'm just throwing some E6000 on here. E6000 is definitely a super handy adhesive for the base heads to have. Works on subs. If you got a little, you know, you're screwing your sub in late night, or hey, early day, and you send that drill through it, E6000 that bad boy up, and you're good to go. Most of the time, actually. Even recones. Definitely done a lot of recones with E6000, gluing on the surround. And I've even glued on the spiders with E6000 and had no problem. When I ran the Crescendo Contralto 15s, they actually suggested when I was doing my recones to glue the spider landing down with E6000. And hey, it had no problem. So I'll say it's like the duct tape of adhesives. I guess super glue might be the duct tape of adhesives. It's a really good adhesive and sealant. It's malleable, pliable, but it also is like very permanent. Alright, so I've never used this stuff before. I'm gonna see how it goes, see if I can even get it on here. I think I gotta twist this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so again, I'm just basically gonna lay it down right over the wire, and my hope is to basically permanently encase the wire and make it so it'll never move. I mean, there's panels going on top of it that are going to ensure that it's not going to move per se, but I want it secured. If any rattle over time, I don't want it to cause any issues, possibly, or even pulling or snagging the wire. You know, I really want it to be permanently fixed in here. So I'm going to go through, get some epoxy, basically just filling that up. Now, I did already CA glue them in place, but that was just to hold it down. Sometimes when you try to do this with the LED wires, it will actually make them float. So you want to get something in there beforehand that'll tack it down for you. And this is 5-minute epoxy, so I wouldn't try to necessarily hold it down with your finger. They do sell 1-minute epoxy, but this was $1 cheaper. And, you know, we love those savings. Gotta save that money. Especially on stuff like this. Like, it's a glue, and it's so over precautionary. Like, is this needed? Probably not. I think CA glue probably would have done the job, but I like to do shit better than it needs to be, stronger than it needs to be. You get the point. And some of these are also going to have to be bondoed. I'm kind of really, you know, the epoxy, I've learned my lesson in trying to keep wires sunken in there. Even sometimes the CA glue, I don't know if maybe the Bondo reactivates it. That doesn't really quite make much sense to me even. But I've had the wires lift after even adhering them with CA glue. I don't want to ever take any risks. Well, now I don't. Now that I've learned my lesson, I try to only learn them once. Even if I learn them the hard way, I only learn them once at least. Ugh. Oh. Make my t-shirt stuck there forever. Good thing I got 2 tubes of this stuff. We got one more side to do. Should be just enough. The other side doesn't have nearly as many leads going out of it. I believe it's only 1 for the window on the side. Kind of just picked a side, and that's why I made all my leads come out. I have the wires for the wires for all the window braces, because they have LEDs in them. They have to come outside of the box some way. Normally in a basic box I would kind of just route them neatly in there with some wire clips, but on this one I figured I would try to keep them completely hidden if possible. I think I achieved that. You're not going to see none of this once it's all said and done, but obviously that means there's a lot more work left to do. Alright, let's see here. CRX Cycle Kit, are you going to be doing the vinyl on that bad boy, or is it going to be sent out? I'm going to be doing the vinyl on this thing. Yes, I'm doing the vinyl myself. I would really only send it out in like extreme situations if I had to stitch it, because I don't have the ability to stitch anything here. I don't have a sewing machine, nor do I have the knowledge to use a sewing machine. But what if the CRX I could, you said, but what if you have to replace the wiring at one point? You don't. You just don't have LEDs if you ever have to replace the wiring. I mean, even in the window brace, like the LED is, the window bracing has to be, it's a structurally crucial part to our box. So you have to have it screwed to the box and glued to the box, not only screwed. Really, I guess what I'm trying to get at is we're going to hope that never happens, because there's really no fixing it afterwards. But the LED should be good for a really long time. I guess in an extreme case I could fix it, but I mean, some of the stuff is not even accessible at this point. It's so far into the box. That one window brace, the big one where I have my logo in it, is kind of so far into the box, I wouldn't be able to take it out. I'd have to take out the window, which is already siliconed and glued in there, and that's would be a nightmare to get out. I already got the wires tucked away and hidden in that one too. So hope for the best. Pray that nothing happens. Should be okay, I hope. I'm sure I could probably design or figure out some way to route the LED wires in some sort of channel that I create where I don't have to permanently secure it, but sometimes you don't have forever on you don't ever have forever on projects. So that's kind of how you have to draw your line in certain areas, and that was really one of them, I guess I could say. Hey, I've been telling myself that I'm going to figure out a way to wire my LED leads through, install my LED wires like through magnets, and when I actually, put the piece on there, I won't need to have a wire between it, because the magnets will be individually powered and power the LEDs, if that makes any sense at all. Lyle, check you later, man. Hope you have a fun time installing that amp. Thank you so much, man, for tuning in and watching. Will Wilson, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. If I knew where my damn mouse was, I'd put it on the screen. We're basically just waiting for epoxy to dry at this point, and then I'm going to flip the box over, get those other wires epoxied in there. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I know the camera is out. One day we won't have these issues. Very soon. All these super chats you guys keep sending me, which I appreciate so very much. It'll help me get on my way to a new camera real soon. Hey, I think these live streams in general are going to help because it seems like I gotta... You guys definitely tuning in and watching very regularly, which I appreciate. Waiting on glue to dry, Will. Waiting on glue to dry. Are you working on your truck right now, buddy? If you're not too nervous to be or show your truck off in front of 12 people, well, all right. If you got 5 minutes, I can send you an invite link, and there was some people watching that were interested in seeing what you had going on for wiring. You don't have to get too technical if you don't want to. Or hey, if you want to wait to show it off until you're all done, that's cool too. I understand. Just let me know and I'll send you that invite link and I can get you on the chat or on the video actually. You can video right from your phone. You can do it from any phone if I send you the invite. Sweet. Will says send the link. We're going to get him on the video. All right, so let's see the best way for me to do this. All right. Aloha, Gerald. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Will, I'm going to send you that link right now. I'm going to text it to you. I'm pulling it up. In the meantime, you guys can watch my little in the shop with CustomLowz video. All right, Will, check your phone. I sent you the link. Now that you guys get a peek at that 218s box I'm doing right now. Or not right now, obviously. We're working on the center console. So, Will, yeah, check your phone. Go to that link. Click Join Studio. And you won't get joined automatically, so don't worry. I'll have to add you to the stream, but go ahead and click that link. Again, thank you for tuning in, Gerald. All right, guys. So we're going to get Will over here. Get Will in the chat. All right, Will. Let's see here. We're going to add Will to the stream. He's showing off the wiring that he's been doing on his truck. Let's see if that connects here. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. This is the first time I've ever done this. So, okay, guys. So, give you a little context. This center console right here, this is the truck it's going into. This is Will's truck right here. It's a 2005 GMC 2500 Duramax. It's got two DS18 Hooligan 15s going in the box. And basically, this is his wiring setup. Will, I can't hear you on my end. Hold on, give me 1 second. It's on my end, not your end, though.
I got you.
All right, hold on. 1 more second. Sorry.
No problem.
All right, hold on. 1 more second. Sorry. All right, let's try that. I may get a little feedback, but there's really no other way for me to hear you. So.
You hear me?
It's way worse than I expected it to be. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit. All right, go ahead, Will.
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right. Here, I started doing that wiring in here. I went and bought a lot more stuff too. I'm not the best wire in the world, but I'm trying. And there's an 8K, the Hooligan HK 8 amp that is mounted in here, and I plan on getting one more. And then I wanted to get two 4K DS18 Hooligan amps as well for the highs. And then this is the truck it's going in.
So like I said, guys, it's definitely a really cool truck.
Full FTS lift, 12-inch, riding on 40s. But right now, the stereo means more to me.
Let us get one more view of that amp set.
There you go. I'm still working on it right now. All the speaker wires for the doors. All over there for the speaker wires for the doors. Looks like a mess right now. Sorry about that.
Super sweet, man. Thank you so much for showing that. It actually gives a good understanding of what's going on in this project.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, that's Will's amp setup. He's been wiring away.
I got all the doors ran with all copper wire. Everything's copper.
All right, Will, thank you so much for showing that off, guys. Oh, man. All the feedback. Thank you again, Will. I appreciate that. I think it definitely gave people a good insight, good behind-the-scenes look. You know, I get people asking all the time, like, hey, let's see the vehicle it's going in, but that's about as good as it gets. While we're building it, you're seeing the vehicle it's going in. And I'm sure we're going to get some more footage of All right, guys, sorry about that. Had some video issues. We're still waiting on this epoxy to dry. Well, it's 5-minute epoxy. It's probably dry by now. We're going to flip it over, put the other wires in there. I may or may not be back on live tonight. We will see. So that's going to be it for the night, guys. I'm going to be working on it some more, but I'm going to go eat some dinner. I'll be back. I may go live when I come back, but I may not. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you've watched so far, thank you. Drop them 1728s in the comments below. Let me know you're here. Let me know you watched this far in the video. Again, I appreciate you guys so much. And if you want, tonight is the last night. Go use that $5 off on the website. You can either use it towards another purchase, or I've got a bunch of downloadable designs on there that are $5. So basically, by the time it's all said and done, you got yourself a free design. So like I said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, watching. I appreciate you. I will see you maybe shortly, maybe tomorrow. I'll definitely see you tomorrow, but might see you again tonight. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I'll see you later.